Everybody, want to wheeze them here. It is 1:30 in the morning, Monday the 17th. That means launch day in the US. The last launch of Imaginators there was has come and gone. I hope everybody had a good time, went out, got what they were looking for in the stores. Couple of things I need to mention. Number one, note that I'm starting right here. Late last night I streamed the Sensei Earth Realm. It seems to me like look at this. Sensei Earth Realm. I don't understand why it's not Earth Sensei Realm, like Element Sensei Realm. That just flows better to me. It's almost like a misplaced modifier. But, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. Am I the only one? Do you think it flows better this way, or do you agree with me? But that's what I want to point out. Number one is just that we spawned right here, which I thought we'd come in at the hub every time. Number two, this was pointed out to me in the comments. We're going to get to Krankcase pretty quick. I was actually going to do Mysticat first, but then I remembered I would have to pull up his bio elsewhere because he's not on the official website. So I just decided to do Krankcase because I know a lot of you have been fond of him and requested him. See how quick the Golden Queen is when I've done all these other 5 intros? That's one of my main things. I've been like, I can't believe how quick they are. Well, when I played this Earth Element Realm last night, I primarily used Barbella and Tri-Tip, and they were slow. They were more the speed I would have expected, particularly Tri-Tip, given that he's, kind of a larger, bulkier smasher character. And a couple people, Ethan, I think one or two others said, hey, just FYI, I think Dan as well, mentioned the characters are always faster at the map, or the MAP if you will. And that's actually a good thing, because it would suck if you were Tri-Tip and you had to go, ploddingly slow. And subsequently, it equalizes it. It's not like, oh lord, I've got to go across the hub, I better switch to Stealth Elf or something like that, or Aurora in this case. But that's actually an okay feature. It's just, I want to point that out because one of my big deals, like I'm thinking Aurora would stay quick, especially with a dash, but Tri-Tip, Barbella, I know for sure. I'm thinking Starcast will slow down a bit too. My excitement for wow, look how quick Kaos is. I thought he had short legs. I can't believe he moves this quick. This is amazing. Temper all of that because it's only here. Which again, that's super convenient. It's just it's not going to be reflected in gameplay. I did not know that, had no way of knowing that. So my apologies in that regard. Number two, and this is yet another hit on my chances of doing Skylanders Research as I had hoped. We've got what we need. We've got a training grounds, a training dummy. We've got the fixed dummies that I love so much. The bigger problem, though, if you note, Golden Queen here is level 8. In this game, each time you level a character, their stats get better. In previous games, I could come in here and I could have Golden Queen right now at level 10, 15, or 20, and the only thing that really went up was her health. So for example, say Chopscotch, which I've not introduced her, but say her health is 240. When she goes to level 2, her health would become 250, level 3, 260, level 4, 270, so on and so forth. In the past, whenever you leveled up, health is all that would change. So if Chopscotch's attack was 10, it stayed at 10, and you had to upgrade it basically through your attacks, if you will, or hats or some other medium like that. So now, in addition to not being able to really frame the selfies or collect certain items so it doesn't screw with box stock attack damage, I also need to keep every character at level 1. There's a couple ways we can go about this. I can just introduce a character, and basically instead of seeing me play the game, like Chapter 2, Chapter 3, etc., you're going to see introductions and then base upgrade videos as I get money. There are a few money tricks in this aside from just being here at the map, which you could basically do this infinitely. But let's face it, if you're trying to get an upgrade path with the money available here, it's gonna take a little while. And so that would impact things greatly. Again, I've got a real job. This is what I do, after hours for fun type of a thing. And if I have to come in here and grind money out for 5 hours, I'm not going to be able to upload many videos. But I've got two options for you. Number one, I can do something like that where I introduced Aurora and Starcast. you don't really see much. Right now I could play through some levels, but I'd be limited to the characters I've already used or I've already given buffs to, which again I didn't know I was doing when I was playing through it blindly. But the other option is I could come in and we could just max out the character, but again the flip side of that, it's going to take me a while to actually get these characters fully maxed out, so then we see our fully maxed attack damage. And so I'm kind of, there's like so much uncertainty and so many different options and possibilities here. It's a little overwhelming, and it's not something I had planned on. I think I mentioned this, but I also updated my recording software. If you were unaware, I've been streaming. I've been trying to stream. Twitch tells me I don't have internet. I'd never had problems. I've had problems with Twitch, but it's always when I try to export. A lot of times I'll record like entire chapters or these cool like battle arenas or Doom challenges or, you know, whatever it may be, Smash Bros. And then I try to export it and it's like a nightmare, and sometimes it goes, sometimes it doesn't go. And the ones that don't go, you never get to see on YouTube, and there are a few. There's a lot of people like, hey, why did you never do this, you know, expansion pack or adventure pack in Swap Force? And it's like, actually I did, but that's one of those ones that Twitch just simply will not export to YouTube ever. And I've tried for, what, 2 to 3 years now? But I'd never had them tell me I don't have internet. So what I've done recently is I've switched over to Beam, and I have no follow. Well, actually, I have 3 followers now. I had no followers there, but a lot of people have not even heard of it. It's kind of was like a grassroots sort of upstart deal, and then Microsoft actually bought it this summer. I'm surprised it hasn't been integrated with Xbox, to be honest with you. It has really amazing latency. It looks better on my end when I watch my own stream than Twitch did. Again, the problem there, it just doesn't have the user base of Twitch, and everyone that's followed me on Twitch and thinks when I say stream I'll be on Twitch, and I'm not, is unaware of it. So I will start putting that link in the description along with my other links. You might follow me there. If I cannot get Twitch to function, I will be streaming to Beam. Might eventually try streaming to YouTube. I've never done that either. I'm surprised YouTube didn't buy Twitch when they had the chance and let Amazon get it. I thought that was kind of stupid. And then they've sort of haphazardly kind of been trying to catch up and throw things together, and I've just stayed away from it and stuck with Twitch in that regard for the live streaming. Love YouTube for uploading, but not live streaming. And again, I've never tried it, so we may dabble in that. But that would allow me, what I would be doing mainly with the live streams is like auxiliary playthroughs, grinding stuff, leveling characters, and that's all cool stuff I might not necessarily want to upload, but I would love to stream it. You could see it, you could interact, you could tell me what you think of characters, so on and so forth. But yeah, I needed to mention those items. So when I introduce Krankcase here and I'm like, oh, he's so fast, I'll have to like hold myself back and be like, wait, I don't know if he's fast. We'll have to wait and see. So I will also tell you that I forgot to open, and I mentioned this in the others, but I forgot to open Aurora and Starcast chests when we introduced them, so I'll try to remember that. No guarantees I can do it, though. That said, I think that covers things. So if you have opinions on this, particularly the Skylanders Research, let me know, because like I said, I can... Like, for example, I wanted to do Griffin Park. I was going to do that before I did Chapter 2. My issue there, I want to use Airstrike. I'd like to use other new characters, Aurora, Chaos, Starcast, for example. If I do that, they're no longer level 1s, and then that skews everything I do attack damage-wise. Let me actually get this. If you did not know, I mentioned this, I think, in the Earth Sensei realm. If you keep chasing these rats, you fall in these holes, you get Imaginite chests, you get treasure chests, and of course, in this one, we just get nothing. But I've been in, I don't even know how many. And you usually, if you've already gotten the Imaginite or something, they'll have, you know, gold or something handy for you. That said, my apologies about the first 9 minutes here. Maybe we should do Mysticat, I don't know. I will have a disclaimer at the start of the video, so don't hate on me. I'm going to tell you to skip to the 10-minute mark to see Krankcase. I just don't know how else to get this word out to you, because if I were to come in and make a standalone video, I don't know who would watch it. So
The doctor is in.
He looks amazing in game here.
Somebody call a doctor? Well, I've got the prescription for all your Imaginators.
Okay, loving the voice.
And I've got a PhD in teaching secret techniques to the Quickshot class.
I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with the quick shots, personally. Takes me back to the trigger. So see, like, ordinarily I'd be like, wow, which Krankcase, to his credit in Trap Team, actually was pretty quick. Okay, so primary attack, that's pretty sweet. The goose sticks around a while, too. Secondary attack, especially when you do this, which it's not as quick as I remember. But anyway, let's go over here before I forget and get his Imaginite chest. Alright, so Starcast, Aurora. Was that the final Earth elements? You know what? Okay, we'll do Crankcase first. Ultimates.
New headgear.
Oh yes, that's okay. That's what I hoped for from him. It's sort of, you got like a top hat, not really a top, I guess like a stovepipe hat, plus steampunk goggles, which is sweet. And look at that, plus 50 luck. I think this is from the Earth Element Sensei realm, but it might have also been from something I did last night underground in a rat hole. I really don't know, but we're going to open it now. My way of thanking you for sitting through the first 10 minutes.
New head.
Oh, that's pretty, you know? Okay, for example, I'm picturing this guy. There's several chests I've seen. The problem with me is I've done a ton of stuff with the Creator app. I've had it since day one, right? And I can open multiple chests a day. I could see this dude becoming like an Earth Element Quickshot. So it'll probably be a little bit before you see me make a Skylander in-game, per se. Just because, yeah, I don't know, I don't want to commit to something. And then kind of, you know, regret it later when I unlock something that would have changed my course of action, you know? But anyway, we'll have some fun here. This will let you see Crankcase in action sort of as we go through here and pick up a little... Hey, that looks like a... Yeah, let's do this. I don't think I've ever seen... Ooh, what are these? Okay, so we're doing 16 to 24. I'm trying to take one out at a time. Okay, now we're going to switch to my secondary attack. It's going to do 9. How long does it last? You know, if you could initiate these... Oh, he has great range. If you could initiate these sneak attacks, you know, at call, just basically go push a button and say, hey, give me a random sneak attack. This would be a great way to showcase, like, box stock abilities, upgrades, which we've got the training dummy, which I feel is cool. I'd kind of wanted just like the easy button, the enemy button, if you will. Okay, so we got him. Oh no. No.
And ooh, those baddies have a chest full of gear you might be interested in.
Actually, you know what? I think Golden Queen went through one of these and we got an Imagine. Well, no. Does it go to the vault? No, it's opened instantly. I do think she got one though last night. Raptor, Naga. Okay, I don't understand Naga, but I know what a raptor is. Here's a problem though. I never even hit the pause menu. Granted, I didn't know we were going to run into this. This is... You can see what I'm talking about, kind of. Now, Krankcase is level 2, so his attack damage, which I think... Well, it was 16 to 24 in there. Oh, hey, let's get this guy. Man, this is going to be quite an issue. One of these is going to drop down to that new area. I keep waiting for it, or at least I think it will. That said, you know, I mean, a little bit of cash here. This is fine. Getting the money is great. Problem I've got, and let me try to... This is perfect for driving home the issues in this game. This is beneficial to 99.999% of people that play Skylanders Imaginators. Who is that 0.001? Well, that would be little old me. And I'm the guy that needs my characters to remain box stock. So I think he was doing 6, but in that area it was 16 to 24. See, now we're doing 17. And if I come in here and I do, you know, well, Crankcase's primary attack is 17 to 25, or 26 I guess it would be. as you can see there.
I'm just watching sharp fins bout, so
People
no
would
one
be
likes
like,
me
whoa,
borrows
whoa,
it
whoa,
for
buddy,
me.
you know, he does 16 to 24. What's wrong with your spreadsheets? I can't trust them. Well, there's really nowhere, I don't think anyone else really does what I do, but I want to give you factual, accurate information, right? And so by me hitting level 2, he's up to 17. Now, in that area, he was doing 9. So if this is 10 and we can determine that it goes up 1 per level, that would be great. And then I could just backtrack from wherever I was. Okay, what? See? Like, that's the problem. So now if that would have been 10, it would have been just perfect. And then right here, sadly, I have no idea what these numbers were box stock. Online, where you go, SkylandersGame.com, it doesn't use these sets of numbers. It uses like something out of 350. And there's no strategy guide, so I can't reference it and be like, oh, okay, at level 1, Krankcase was 10, 10, 8, 10. And I'm like, okay, level 2, he went to 11 attack. And then if I hit level 3 and his defense goes to 11, and level 4, the speed goes to 9. This is all. He's got great idle animations, by the way. I hope you're watching those. It's just, like I said, this benefits everybody that plays the game. Pretty much. It benefits me, too. Like, if you've got a level 1 Skylander and you're playing on a higher difficulty, your biggest issue is going to be you've got low health and you could potentially die. So by leveling up, of course, you increase your health. But what they've done this year by increasing the attacks, if Krankcase was doing 1624 and all of a sudden he's doing 1726 in your low health, that could be the difference between you living and dying, essentially. And it benefits me in game, it benefits me just like it benefits you, but where it doesn't benefit me is here, because it skews everything. And then, like I said, there's level 1 box stock, has its unique numbers and stats. And then fully maxed out is going to have its unique stats and its unique numbers, let alone, you know, selfies and picture frames and all those other buffs. So I am in a bit of a pickle. I don't really want to have to come in and, you know, like play with characters and then reset them all the time. It's just, it's a good thing, but it's horrible for what I'm trying to do with Skylanders Research. I mean, like I said, just by accidentally not... Well, I mean, we just came on the guy, right? And sometimes they can surprise attack you. And I guess you could die to them. I've never tried that. But we went to level 2 and things have forever changed for Krankcase. So, anyway, he is a Tech Element Quickshot, if you did not know. He is a reformed Doom Raider. And his motto is, "The Doctor is in." Yeah, I turned the volume down on accident. I was unaware of that. On the website, power 200 of 350, armor 200 of 350, speed, agility 200 of 350, luck 200 of 350. Every single statistic of his is at 200 out of 350. If we go by 50s, we reduce it down, he would basically be, what, 4 out of 7? So take that for what you will. And I wish I had like a good way of explaining everything and evening it out, but his eyelid, he looks fantastic. I mean, look at this character. You can appreciate the details so much in this, and it's very cool. It matches the figure quite well. Of course, here the wood is more detailed. You can see the screws. He's got the Wilikin vibe going. Look at the detail on the guns even, and the goo on the back. And up top, his glasses even sort of have like a reflective tint to them. It's graphically impressive, to say the least. That said, no one is really quite sure what exactly Dr. Krankcase is a doctor of, but his technical engineering achievements are legendary. The secret to his success lies in his modified concoction of glowing green goo, which causes wooden objects to come to life and turn evil. His unique skill set makes him a valuable asset to the Doom Raiders, who have plenty of nefarious uses for evil wooden creatures. It is also commonly known that Dr. Krankcase served as an evil inspiration to Kaos once upon a time, who had figured out how to make his own wooden creatures, the Wilikin, come to life after reading about the Doctor's exploits in the Minion Monthly Catalog, which several of you have expressed interest in subscribing to. That's me ad-libbing, but it's also true. In the comments section, a lot of people are like, I would read that. Chaos also respected Dr. K's interest in world domination, doom, and his well-documented love of pickles. After being captured by the Trap Masters, Eon gave Krankcase a choice. Either go back to a newly reformed Cloudcracker prison, or become a Skylander Sensei teaching a new generation of Imaginators his formidable battle skills, as well as how to stay clear of a life of crime. The Doctor accepted the deal, but first had to prove himself by helping to rearrange all the books in the Academy's library, a task that took almost 2 years, and yet here in Imaginators it was blown up by Chaos. That tested every ounce of will that Crankcase had, and his knowledge of the alphabet. Now he uses that newfound knowledge to train Imaginators on the ABCs of shooting as the master of the Quickshot class. So, a very cool bio. Love the tie-ins with Chaos, as do most of you. And that said, we've kind of already previewed primary and secondary, and we've even seen level 1 and level 2 attack damages for the primary. So I have no idea what the box stock stats would have been, so if one of you would be so kind as to possibly comment with that, I would appreciate it, because this introduction here is where I intended to start documenting it all, and you saw what happened. You were here. Nonetheless, Goo Guns, primary attack, press X to shoot goo blobs. Spin Doctor, oh, they just had to do it, didn't they? You will show your age with this, but Spin Doctor, while some of you are like, what are you talking about? It's like his attack and he's Dr. Krankcase. Well, aren't you fortunate to not have grown up in the 90s? Because in my head right now, I have the song called Two Princes from the Spin Doctors, and I encourage you not to look it up. Because if you do, it will be stuck in your head. And I know many of you are like, oh, what? I don't know that. I think I'm going to type it in. I tell you, don't do it. You will regret it. You will comment and you will say, I looked that up even though you told me not to, and now the song is stuck in my head. I guarantee you there will be casualties here. Those of you that were previously unaffected by Spin Doctor are going to not heed my warnings, and you're going to go out there and use the internet search engines to your own demise, and every single time you hear the phrase Spin Doctor, or Two Princes, or even something about a prince, or something about spin, or something about a doctor, you will run the risk for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life, having that song pop in your head, and it will stay there. You might think that you've forgotten it when you're eating lunch or you go back to work or school, but it will come back. You'll be doing your homework later that day, you'll start humming the tune. You're showering before you go to bed, it's back in your head. It's a curse. It's a serious curse. And I implore you, do not look it up. If you're already sitting there with a song in your head, you had the same reaction I did. And whoever named these upgrades. Anyway, first base upgrade, Hatbots. Press Y to... Oh, no way. This is going to be sweet. Okay, so press Y to throw out Hatbots to fight for you. That is 500. For 700, we can get Splats All, folks. Spin into goo puddles to cause them to splatter for damage. Right here, all spun up. You get Spin into Hatbots to activate their Seek and Destroy mode. And lastly, Hattacular increases the maximum number of Hatbots to 3. So these 3 are fine, right? You know, these back four upgrades, your purchased upgrades. All this had to be was like Spin Attack, you know, Doctor's Roundhouse, anything. But they did Spin Doctor. Now, what these upgrade paths are called, I can't tell you. There's no strategy guide, and I don't have the base to have that like choice. I don't even know right now if there's anything like Skylander Tutor, you know? So it's all going to be a learning experience for me. But Caustic Effect, Goo Puddles cause damage to enemies. Gooing Big, Goo Guns shoot bigger blobs that create bigger puddles. And Gooed Weather, spinning into goo puddles releases a shower of goo blobs. So basically, this is going to impact your primary attack. You know, the standard goo blaster. This ties in with the secondary one. This lets the puddles damage them. You know, and then that right there, you'd have bigger blobs and bigger puddles. So it's essentially a primary, and then the secondary interacts with said, you know, additions to the primary. Down here, Hatbot Havoc, throw 3 Hatbots at one time. Increase the number of Hatbots to 6. Interesting. Goobots, when Hatbots expire, they explode, leaving behind a goo puddle. And lastly, Goo wouldn't believe it. Hatbots exposed to goo become extra strong. So you're basically picking between a primary and a tertiary upgrade. Personally, I guess you're getting it there, but I would have liked to have seen the secondary addressed at some point in time, and what I would have hoped to have seen is A, an increased speed and an increased distance, and B, with that, or later on even, increased damage, you know. So I guess it is just basically, if what you see now is what you get. Granted, you can spin into puddles, but being able to either hold that, if you could hold it perpetually, my goodness, that would be nice. Don't expect that, but it would have been cool. Shot Goo the Heart. Now Bon Jovi has taken the place of the Spin Doctors temporarily. Shot Goo the Heart. Hold X to charge up a gigantic goo shot attack. And you can find a soul gem in Shelmont Shores. Pretty cool. They put that up there for us. Kind of streamlines it. They've done that in the past, similar things, but having it here on the upgrade screen that you can access at any time really simplifies things. And then the Sky Chi power is Goo Goo Gashot. The ultimate sensei attack. Hold right trigger to perform your Sky Chi power. Shoot your goo at everyone. Use left stick to move around while doing so. It can be the actual Quickshot Sensei Shrine can be found in Sky Fortress. So that is pretty much it for Krankcase. Again, his speed here looks amazing. It will be tempered in game. I do believe he'll be fairly quick, to be honest with you. Okay, I guess the 6 I saw up top I thought was attack damage was actually just coins I was getting. That said, let me know your thoughts on the upgrade issues, if you've got any. Yeah, and I'll have to remember if I'm ever introducing a character to not initiate any battles and hopefully not get snuck up on, which is a distinct possibility. Now, the one thing we didn't check, can we jump and enter the secondary? Yes, you can, actually. Will that do additional damage? 9 to 14 standard. No, it will not do additional. It does look pretty cool, though. But he kind of goes straight down, so this is the primary. If you want to, you can spam them in this manner. Let's see if we can get a distance. Not too far. I'd say pretty solid. Look how quick that is, though. Just singular shot. And then if I come in and spam it, you get the idea. This is why I like these quick shot abilities. That said, jumping and quick shotting doesn't really add any damage or anything, but it looks pretty sweet. Just being able to jump up in the air and, you know, shoot goo at stuff. So that said, this is the good Doctor, Dr. Krankcase, Tech Element Sensei. For many of you, I know he was your most anticipated villain figure. For several others, you loved the figure when I unboxed it, and you're planning on picking him up, which hopefully now everyone worldwide that wanted Krankcase has picked him up. If you have to wait till Christmas or birthday, I think you will really enjoy this guy. So he was a lot of fun in Trap Team, I have to say. The figure is amazing. He looks fantastic in the game. I am very, very excited. But I wouldn't, you know what? I'm just going to throw this out there. You know, we've got Christmas Chompy Mage, right? We've got candy-coated Chopscotch. I keep wanting to call her candy-coated Chopscotch for some reason. But we've got those holiday variants. I think Krankcase would be a legit contender for Valentine's Day. I could see Aurora possibly done up that way, but that would kind of temper her. If you like put, you know, like the white, sort of like a white hat with a pink tint, and then several different patterns of hearts, you know, sort of like Garfield comic-esque, I could see him as like the Love Doctor. It would be like the Love Doctor Krankcase, basically. And his goo could be like pink, you know? I don't know. That's not a horrible idea at 2 in the morning, I don't think. But again, my apologies on the first 10 minutes. To my credit, I did put a disclaimer not only in the description box, but on the video itself. And like I said, if I would have put that in a standalone video, a lot of you would have overlooked it, and then people would have been telling me constantly like, hey, stupid, the speed's going to be faster here, and hey, what's the deal with your Skylanders research? So I feel like I need to put items like this into the actual, successive playthrough videos. And that way hopefully the most people possible will see it and kind of know what's going on. And like I said, I've updated the recording software. I hope it's not going to screw anything up. I'll check that out before we do Mysticat, and then I'm going to see if it'll let me stream to Twitch again. It seems to be an issue with Twitch, but I've never had it before prior till trying to stream Imaginators, not scream Imaginators. But like I said, if we can't do it, we'll use Beam. We might try YouTube. If you got any thoughts there, feel free to let me know. That said, we will go with hashtag Love Doctor. How about that? Hashtag Love Doctor. That'll get you a bonus brick in the Wall of Wisdom. I do that in my Wisdom Plays Minecraft. It's basically an in-game shout-out for you, as well as a community build. You help me control however big, however tall, however long the Wall of Wisdom gets. If you're curious about what I'm talking about, information down below in the description box. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Beam. Just in case Twitch doesn't work. And SkylanderClub.com, I created the forum, made it for folks like yourself. If you like what you see there, sign up. I'd love to have you join us. Make sure to check out my personal website, oneofwisdom.com. Somehow I will come up with a strategy for the Skylanders Research, but right now it's just sort of like a little overwhelming, everything that's like changed in the game. And again, it's all really beneficial in the long run. It's just super inconvenience for what I was trying to do. So, that said, thanks so much for watching. I will be back, and that kind of takes care of the updates for now, so the rest of these intros should be smooth and streamlined. But once again, thanks for watching. I will catch you back here for more Skylanders Imaginators action.